Hi guys, I am out in the morning catching hornworms. I'm out a little bit later than anticipated. I try to get out a little earlier in the mornings just so that I can not be in the heat of the day. It's only about 9 o'clock here in Arkansas, but it is already sweltering with humidity. I was going to let you know I had probably 5 or 6 hornworms on this tomato plant earlier in the week. You can see all of this damage right here. That's all damage from hornworms. They eat all of the vegetation and usually go up towards the top. And I think right now I see a baby. I see right there. I think this little brown thing is a baby. Let me squish that off. Yep, green guts. That's a hornworm. That was a baby. That was going to try to eat my plant this week. So I'm just making short videos to talk to you about gardening and life and things in general on the farm. Just so that if you have any questions or concerns, just put them in the comments. And if I don't have an answer for them, I'll find somebody who does. Just reaching out to all those out there trying to spread some good cheer in times of chaos and uncertainty. I'm going to let you look at our cows now. We got most of them pulled up over on this side of the farm, and they all are wanting to get into my garden. So there's all the cows. Mr. Bull, I think, is on the far side over there. So there's our pond. I don't know if you can see him, but there are Canadian geese all up and down in the pond. Usually by the evening time, we'll have probably about 15 to 20 Canadian geese out there. And then over here, our neighbors are over there. This is all of the rest of our farm. And then back over on that side is another farm. But in the back corner, there are turkeys that are starting to come up every evening. And then last night we saw deer. So we're all set up here on the farm. But this morning anyway, going back to the hornworms, I came out and I was like, oh, look at this right here. Look. I was like, that is hornworm damage, and that wasn't yet there yesterday. And I looked, and of course he was right here trying to start eating on that. So he's in my little cup to go to the chickens. My chickens love it when I come and harvest hornworms because they get to eat them, and they are huge. Most of them are about the size of my finger, literally this size. And no, I do not catch them with my fingers because they have some massive teeth, and I honestly do not want to find out how bad they bite because their teeth are pretty intimidating, and I'll just let the chickens eat them. So we're out here in the garden, and as you can see, I'm letting my basil just go ahead and feed my bumblebees and the butterflies. I just said I'm not going to tear it out. You know, they're up here pollinating, so I'm going to let them do that. And this garden was pasture last year, so we kind of threw it together real fast and just try to get something in the ground. I do have cardboard under most of it, but of course the grass is still coming back over the cardboard. I've had straw, and I put straw down. The grass is coming back up just because it was the cow pasture last year. So this coming year we're going to do raised beds just so it won't break my back, because it took me hours to plant all this on my knees, and we're not going to do that next year. But you can look, super massive watermelon. First time, where'd he go? I have ever grown watermelons. And there's one over there. This patch, there's another one there. There's a baby one right there. And then we have cantaloupes out here. So I'm pretty impressed with throwing it up real fast into a garden pasture and getting purple hull peas. My green beans over here did not like it at all. They didn't do anything. My zucchini It did, but it's kind of got a little bit of the mildew on it right now. It's okay. It's getting close to the end of the season. Just wanted to bring something to the family table this summer, so I did. I accomplished my goal. I've already put in some Christmas pickles, and my cucumbers aren't doing very well, but they did put some blossoms on in the last couple of days, so maybe I'll get some more cucumbers. My okra has just kind of, it doesn't grow. I have noticed that none of my plants grow tall because of the being a cow pasture before and not being really amended for garden, but they are really putting on some good okra. That one actually needs to be cut because it's going to be a little too hard. But look at this. We just got okra last night, and we're getting okra again. And we have honeybees. Well, they're not honeybees. We have bumblebees in there. Lots of them. About 2 or 3 in that one. And I don't know what that bug is right there. Where'd it go? There's a bug right there. I don't know what kind of bug he is. But our okra is doing good. I'm impressed. We're getting lots of okra for the family, and we like every evening throw in some okra and either fry it, or I'm chopping it up and putting in the freezer for later. And I just walked by a little tomato plant, and I'm thinking, holy crud, I thought this one was immune because I planted it by my basil, but looky there. That, my dears, right there, is a hornworm. That is a baby hornworm. He is not big, but the reason I know he was there is because I saw his poop on my tomatoes. So, oh, there's a bumblebee. So instead, I either have some like prongs that I'll grab them off with, but I've been feeding my chickens, so I just use 2 cups, and I'll show you what I do. Fill up with my 2 cups, and I just scrape him off. And then he fell on the ground. So there we go. Now I've got 2 hornworms to get to my chickens. See if I can flip them over so you can see the mouth. You can, the mouths on the little ones are not as intimidating as the ones on the big ones, because the ones on the big ones are big and black and white and looks like they actually have teeth. So they are very, very intimidating. And no, I don't want to do that. But that's another tomato. Tomatoes. This plant, this is, I think, my Cherokees right there. That was completely decimated a couple weeks back by hornworms. As you can see, some remnants of it right there and right there. And I just kind of babied it back to health, and it's starting to grow. But I'm having some issues with nothing wanting to produce blooms. So I've been using Miracle Grow, and I've been using some Blossom. But like I said, we're in the middle of a cow pasture, and I understand that I'm not going to get a lot out of this because it wasn't amended very well. We were just trying to get something in the ground with what was going on this summer season. But now I know, we just don't want to use this. We're going to do raised beds. I'm going to try to have my husband make me a raised bed and start some carrots and garlic. But I have to ask somebody. I think you can put garlic in the ground now and then harvest it next spring. So that's what I'm trying. But my bell peppers are finally kind of coming on a little bit. They're not as prolific as what they used to be at my old house when I did have raised beds. I had bell peppers just coming out the wazoo, but here, not so much. But it's okay. We're living and we're learning, and we're just doing what we can at this point in time. So I'm happy with the results I've gotten so far. Of course, my corn does not like this ground. It decided, nope, ain't doing it. So we're definitely going to have to do something about corn for next year, because it didn't like to do this. And then this was a volunteer of I have no idea. It just showed up, and I don't know what that is. Really, I have no idea what that's going to be. Because, oh, look here, ladies and gentlemen. Look what I see. These are squash bug eggs. And that is what will decimate your squash. Oh, look. That right there, you see those fuzzy things? Those are baby squash bugs that just hatched. So I'm just going to squash them because they're squash bugs. Oh, do you see them just running around? Do you see them just going down? That's okay, because I'm going to squash them. Because they're squash bugs and they need to be squashed. Because they just irritate me. And you know what? I did not know this until yesterday. I try not to put 7 dust on the food that I'm going to be eating, but on my gourds and stuff that I am saving for Halloween decorations and fall decorations, I put some 7 dust on yesterday. And honey, believe it or not, those squash bugs fly. I didn't know that. Boy, it just jumped up and flew to the next plant, and I was like, oh, I don't like that. So anyway, that's there. I guess these are going to be gourds, because here's another. Ooh, I see baby squash bugs on this too. I need to get down here, because this is a gourd. I know that's a gourd. And I guess it just, I have no idea how it got here. A bird, I guess. I don't know. But I'm going to come and get, well, actually, I'm going to have to go buy some 7 dust. I use it all. But since this is something that I don't eat, and I'm only going to use it for decorations, I am going to put some 7 dust on it. There. There's that gourd. And then you see the little white bugs. Those are baby squash bugs. The other ones were ones that just hatched. The fuzzy looking ones, these are the babies that are just starting to grow, the white ones. And then of course the adults are going to have the hard shell. And here's some more eggs. I just wipe them up off with my finger. It's a lot easier getting them off on the front of the plant than the back, because they get in there in those grooves on the leaves. And it really makes it hard. But sometimes I try to use a toothbrush, and that seems to help too when I can't get it in. Look at this. Squash bug babies everywhere. I'm just really going to have to get back out here. I used to come out every day when I wasn't back at, ooh, look at those. You see those? Those are baby squash bugs. And I am going to, well, I didn't squash them because that's a pokey plant on the back, so that hurt my hand. So anyway, I got some squash bugs dead. And then these are the only tomatoes that are actually giving me any tomatoes this summer. And they're like so prolific. And they are some type of cherry tomato that I've never heard of before. I did have the card down here, but I don't guess I do anymore. I got them from the local, oh, I thought that was a snake, but that was the vine. I got them from the local Tractor Supply or feed store in town, just because I was wanting to, oh, here we go. They are Juliet's Roman grape hybrid tomato, indeterminates. These suckers have been through the mill. Of course, you can see they had some disease going on, so I sprayed them like once a week with peroxide in water, and then the next day I'd come out and spray them with baking soda in water, and they really came back. I haven't done that in about 2 weeks, but that is amazing. That has really helped my tomato crop keep flourishing, especially on these, because these are the 2 plants that I'm getting all the tomatoes from, and I'm getting 1 or 2 off the other ones. But these Juliets were amazing, and they are good. We've actually, since we didn't get any big tomatoes, we have cut them up and put them on our bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. And I've got some hornworm damage here, so I'm just going to take a quick peek. And I like to bend down and get a little bit of underneath look. And I don't look for green. I've realized that. If I look for green, I will never find it. So I start looking for white, because they have those white stripes on them. And if I start looking for white, they stand out a lot easier than looking for green. And we did try to come out one time and use a black flashlight at night, but we didn't find any. So anyway, yeah, got quite a bit of tomatoes I need to come out and get today. We got quite a few yesterday. And look at this little sucker. This must be one of those gourds too. I don't know, because I didn't plant it. But as you can see, the grass is overtaking even on top of the cardboard. So I've just been putting more cardboard down and more cardboard down. Hey, it's going to break down at some point. It'll be okay. Oh, and these are my mammoth sunflowers. You can see all those bumblebees on there. They just make me so happy seeing that. Just love being able to give something back to the bees. I really do wish I had some honeybees. I've seen one honeybee all summer, and it's been at the back of the house and not over here by the garden. So I guess we might have to start our honeybee project sooner than later, because if these bumblebees weren't here, I wouldn't have, and the little bitty baby orange butterflies, I wouldn't have any pollinators. But look, there they are. And they're bumblebees everywhere. Not the honeybees. I wish I had honeybees. But anyway, oh, there's the chickens over there. Thanks for joining me in my walk around the garden this morning, and just enjoying the morning and time to enjoy being slow and taking time for life. And just know that if your garden looks like mine, hallelujah, you're doing something. If it's more immaculate, like some of those other people on YouTube that have the most immaculate gardens ever, oh, tell me how to do it, because I'd love to know. But I enjoy what I'm doing, and just providing a little bit of food for my family and enjoying some away time and downtime. And look, we have their gourds that make the birdhouses. I planted those with my grandson, and I told them they wouldn't be ready till October, but we've got probably 4 plants of those, and we're going to be making birdhouses around October. So that'll be a fun thing to do with honey. They call me Honey. So that'll be something fun to do. And I am going to give these lovely hornworms to my chocolate Orpingtons right now. They absolutely love them. I've got them in a little pen that there goes one, there goes two. Oh, yep, they love them. I had to hide them from the sun, because the sun's so bad out here. Because we don't have trees. We didn't want trees around the house, the new house, because we had trees around our old house. And there was just so much sap and stuff and getting in gutters, and it was just not fun. So, anyway, thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time when I want to enjoy a wonderful walk in the garden.